Good morning. I want to say a warm welcome to everyone. My name is Adina Horablaga. I will moderate this conference today. We will speak in English because we have special guests from Spain. So we want to understand everyone, every participant. So in this case, I want to speak, and I'm begging you to speak also in English. Because it's very important, everyone, to go from this conference with some information, valuable information for his and her job. So again, a warm welcome from me and from our university. First of all, I want to present a few words about this conference. Why I named this conference The Impact of Waste Management on the Environmental Health Population. I start this idea because we have during 2030 the European Environmental Action Programme number 8 with 6 priority objectives. That's why I thought it's very important to be near this objective. So all the presentation from this conference are regarding these 6 priority objectives. So the objectives are the greenhouse gas emission reduction before 2050, zero air, water, soil pollution, reducing the environmental climate change because the production and consumption, and circular economy and biodiversity, reducing the climate change. Our presentation are named here. First of all, is our special guest from Spain, from Politehnica University, from Valencia, Professor Javier Rodriguez, with the presentation Current Changes in Municipal Solid Waste Management. And then we have a professor from the Medicine University from Timișoara, Dr. Călin Munteanu, with the impact of waste on public health in Romania. After all, we have a presentation from Technical University Asachi from Iași, best practices in sustainable waste management in rural areas. After all, we have a presentation from Adid Timiș County. Is an association, intercommunitar association on waste management in Timiș County, integrates the waste management in this county, challenges and impact analysis. And then we have a presentation from our colleague from the university, Professor Vintila, Associate Professor Vintila, who will explain us something about potential for biomethane production from organic waste in Romania. Before we start this conference, I want to give opening word from our rector, Professor Cosmin Alin Popescu, to share with us a few thoughts regarding this conference. Thank you, and Mr. Rector, please.
Again, thank you very much, Mrs. Professor Adina Horablaga, and congratulations for you because organize this type of the manifestation, and in the same time for my faculty, for Faculty of Agriculture, because I like very much when I feel the very good activity regarding the topics with importance and very actual, not only for the academical area, but in the same time for all the Europe, but for all the world. I want to start my short speech, and I want to say today it's a very important day because it's 9 May. Please, Mr. Professor, please, Professor Dalton, you have, yes, please. Vă rog, domnul profesor. Please, Professor Vintilă. You will find some place. Domnul Clement, te rog să-l ajuți pe domnul profesor. Da, domnul profesor, haideți, vă rog frumos aici. Un tânăr politicos se oferă. I want to remember, especially for our students, today it's a very important day because we celebrate its anniversary, one very important day in 9 May. It's a day of the Europe. It's very important for everybody, for all the Romanian citizens, but for all the citizens from the Europe. And for our university, because we are really one international university. We have now presence in university 42 countries from 4 continents. And I think it's very important to find a subject, interesting subject and topics for all our Europe, but not only. For abroad of the world. In the same time, not only the subject it's very important, but I want to congratulate the team, Mrs. Professor Horablaga, Adina, because you invite in our university the personality from our country, from university from Timișoara, from Iași, from Spain, from Valencia, from Brazil, from Italy, from Bari, and of course from Timișoara, our university, but in the same time, not only we have one academical presence, in the same time it is with us the company, the institution, the public institution, NGO regarding the responsibility for the environment, Asociația Română de Mediu, Romanian Association for Environment. And I think because I regard our agenda for today and the subjects and the speakers also, all the topics, I think they are very, very important and very actual for what happened now in Europe and in Romania. In the name of the university and personally, I want thanks for all the speakers, and I want to say especially hello to my friend Javier Rodrigo from Valencia. In the same time, hi Javier. In the same time, for our colleague, which will be with us online from Iași, from Timișoara. Thank you for your presence together with us, but also for the people, for the friends which are with us, Mr. President Gheorghe, thank you for your presence, Mr. President, Mr. Director Cristi Moș, thank you for your presence here, but in the same time, Professor Dalton from Brazil, Professor Grimaldi from Bari, from Italia, and Ceoiei from in the same from Italy. If I don't, I remember from Pescara. Yes, yeah. Yes, very well. Welcome for everybody. But I think it's very important for our students. Thank you for your presence here. I think you are students to environmental engineering, or not only. Yes, because for us, I think the time which you spend here will be the time which we invest in your profession, and it is one subject very important for our health. And in our university, in Life Science University King Michael I from Timișoara, we believe in the concept One Health, and I think it is not possible to be health without very safety environmental country, very safety and healthy food, and at the same time healthy animals together working for this very actually concept. But like university, our university working for one concept, but it is not one and only philosophy. It is one reality, and we'll see, I think, in the last presentation. Yes, our university working for one concept, green and zero university, or net zero university. What is mean net zero university? We try all our life, social life, research life, and academical life, for working in the field of waste management. I don't speak more about the circular economy. I don't speak more about the biogas station, because you will see more about this concept, about this project and mature project in the last presentation. Thank you very much for invitation. Again, congratulations for what happened today in our university. In the same time, with this occasion, Day of the Europe in university, we have in parallel many events. But because I am in the same time environmental engineering, like alumni of this faculty, but not only for this, I prefer stay with you today, and I wish a very good time for this conference. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Rector. I want to say that today in our university are in the same time 5 events, big events. So that's why we are so concentrated, everyone to be there. Thank you very much. Our Dean of Faculty of Agriculture wants to say a few words for us today. Please, Professor Imbrea.
Thank you, my colleagues. Good morning, everybody. I am happy to be together today for this event, and in this year, very important for our university and faculty. First of all, I want to for my colleagues, Professor Horablaga, for organizer this event, very important, not for our faculty and university, but the subject is very important for all. But subject is very important for all future, in my opinion. Last but not least, I want to like the Professor Javier for the collaboration, and I hope we see in the next months in our university, and we extend the collaboration. Thank you, Adina. Thank you for the participants, I want to participate to discuss to these topics. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Dean. We have also here today the president of the Environmental Romanian Association, Mr. GHERHET, Ioan, and online we have the vice president of this association, Vice President Professor Brîndușa SLUFTER. Hello. He is the vice president near me in this association. So with Mr. GHERHET, we work to develop this association not in the present but in the future, because this association is very important in Romania, because this entity give the certificate to obtain the permits for environmental study in Romania. Is the only association in Romania who has the right to give this kind of certificate. So, Mr. GHERHET, please, if you want to say us a few words.
Thank you. I don't know how much I can say more than the presentation made by our vice president. We cannot forget that near me is the president of the regional center, Banat, of the association, one of the most important and strong organization within the Romanian Environmental Association. I would like, on behalf of Romanian Environmental Association, to express my gratitude for the invitation you have made for me to assist to this important event. Thank you. Thank you again. And yes, the Romanian Environmental Association is the only one professional association in the environmental field. The activity has been recognized by the government of Romania, so that the association received the title, was designated as Association of Public Utility. That's important. And as Mrs. Horablaga said, we are designated as well to conduct the procedure for certification of experts that are developing environmental study. So every expert in the country that work in environmental protection has to be certified by Romanian Environmental Association. So our mission is to support every event that is dedicated to environmental protection, and this one is one of the important we've met in the last period of time. So I would like to wish success to the work that you have today, and I hope that for the future events I'll be here as well if you invite me. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Professor Brîndușa, if you want to say a few words to us.
Yes, I would like to. Thank you for this opportunity. Yes, my name is Brîndușa SLUFTER. I'm from Gheorghe Asachi Technical University of Iași, Romania, head of the Environmental Engineering and Management Department. And we also want to congratulate you for this event. It's very important that we can, let's say, debate and approach different topics on waste management, treatment, and valorization. We are happy to be part of this event, and on the other hand, on behalf of the Romanian Environment Association, together with my colleagues, in my role, let's say, as Vice President, we also welcome you. And again, we are very happy to share the experience on this topic on waste management. Together with me today, I have my colleague, Daniela Gavrilescu. She's lecturer in our department, and let's say she's our expert on waste management, treatment, and valorization in our department. And she's focusing, let's say, on this research topic, projects, and what are, let's say, the latest news on this topic. We are very happy. Congratulations again. Welcome to your guests from different countries, Europe and outside Europe. Let's say best regards to Mr. Rector, Mr. Dean, and also to Mr. President Gheorghe, who are on site and sharing the thoughts with us. So let's have a successful event today. Thank you for this opportunity.
Thank you very much. We are in time for our first presentation. Professor Javier Rodriguez from Politehnica University, Valencia, Spain. Please share with us your information and your thoughts for this conference.
Thank you very much, Professor Adina. Thank you very much, Mr. Rector Popescu, dear colleagues from the University of Life Science, Team Mihai I. From Timișoara, it is my pleasure to be here as a guest speaker this morning. Thank you very much for speaking in English. I'm sorry, but my Romanian is not fluent enough, though I can understand around 20% of what you say because our languages are so similar. It is my pleasure to be here today. My name is Javier Rodrigo Ilarri. I am the current head of the Hydraulic and Environmental Engineering Department on the Universitatea Politehnică de Valencia in Spain, and we have been in cooperation so far with the University of Life Science in Timișoara for the past 2-3 years. We have been involved in some interesting European projects together with my fellow colleague, Professor Camelia Tulcan. And today I am so glad to be here in this workshop about solid waste, which is one of my fields of work. It has been one of my fields of work for the past 20 years, as I started my professional career as a technician in the Environmental Protection Agency of the regional government for Valencia region before I joined the university in 2002. Afterwards, I have been in charge in Valencia municipality as a technical director of the solid waste management system, including our 2 recycling plants and the largest solid waste landfill in Valencia region. So today I would like to share with you some of my experiences in this presentation that I have prepared, my presentation, which I have named Current Challenges in Municipal Solid Waste Management, which is in fact a summary of the current situation here in Valencia region. As I understand, we are sharing, Spain, Romania, and most of the countries of the European Union, at least, the same challenges, the same problems today and in the next future. So on the next 20-25 minutes, I would like to share with you my thoughts about this current situation and present some examples of what we are doing here in Valencia region. The problem, of course, is to face the environmental pollution. There are 3 ways of polluting the environment, which is polluting the atmosphere, polluting the soil, and polluting the water. And these 3 ways are happening on solid waste management, as the landfills are a source of biogas, a source of pollutants to the atmosphere. They put in risk the soil quality, and of course, they can put in risk also the water quality. So the final answer of the waste management system, at least in my region, is taking care both of the mechanical recycling plants and of the municipal landfills, because we are still not using incinerators or thermal valorization plants in a generalized way. Solid waste are defined as any discarded solid materials coming from municipal, industrial, and agricultural activities. And the municipal solid waste is that solid waste produced in our urban activities, in our cities. This is commonly known as trash, garbage, rubbish, refuse, but the technical name is municipal solid waste. This municipal solid waste can contain toxic materials which are toxic both for human health or for the stability of the ecosystem. So we have to take care about the composition of our municipal waste, both in terms of quantity and of quality.
Mr. Professor Javier, sorry, yes. Please, Javier, if you can put by the screen for exactly.
Like this?
Thank you.
Is it better? Okay, thank you very much. Just let me move my window so I can see it. I hope you see it now better. One moment, please. I need to move like
Yes, yes. Oh. It's very, very well. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Sorry for interruption.
No problem. So I see that in this workshop, you are going also to talk about an important topic, which is the agriculture waste, especially for those regions like Valencia region that has a lot of agriculture. And I also see that you are going to discuss about toxicity and ecotoxicological aspects of toxic waste. All of them are very, very important topics. And as there is a very strong relation between solid waste management and the sustainable development objectives. All the 17 sustainable development objectives can be related with solid waste management in one or other way. So the relation between solid waste management, economy, society, and environmental sustainability is clear to everyone. Everyone agrees with this. There are hundreds of publications. This is a very recent publication from the World Bank that you can download for free on the internet, which is trying to bridge the gap in solid waste management, bringing together current practices from a technological perspective and governance requirements from the policy point of view. The different types of solid waste come from the different activities that humans develop in our society, residential, industrial, commercial, institutional, agriculture, and usually a very large amount of solid waste comes from the public works, from construction or demolition public works. You can get the actual statistics from the website of Eurostat, and the statistics I am including in this presentation are taken from this official European Union Eurostat website. As I said, the composition of the municipal solid waste is largely variable. You can almost understand the way of living of your society by analyzing the composition of the waste. Usually we will find different types of waste on the garbage of our cities, including biodegradable waste, recyclable materials, inert waste, electrical and electronic waste, hazardous waste, and other types of toxic waste, including medical waste. We could focus specifically on each one of them. And one current challenge of our society is to maximize the amount of recovery of recyclable materials. This is what the current policies are being focusing mostly on the past 20 years, at least in Valencia region, following the European Union directive. The hierarchy on the waste management system was set up by the directive of waste by the beginning on the 21st century, and the best option for the environment was identified as the prevention in production. So the best thing we could do is not produce the waste. This includes to integrate the best available techniques on our industrial processes, and that can be really expensive. So most of the policies that has been implemented, in my opinion, have not been focused on minimizing the production of waste, but on maximizing the reuse and recycling. And this is why we have installed the containers on our streets, and not so much the effort of the policies have been focused on ensuring that our industries are making their productive process on the most efficient way. The worst options for the environment is the landfilling. And in most places in the world that I have visited, landfills are still the most used ways to eliminate the waste. This, of course, induces a very high risk and environmental impact to the environment. These are some evolutions about the composition, about the technique used for municipal waste treatment between 1995 and 2021 in the European Union. And you see that landfilling is decreasing in the European perspective constantly on the past years. However, this is not what we are facing in Spain. Spain is still landfilling around 50% of the total amount of municipal solid waste that is being produced. And this is a big challenge that we have to face in the future. I do not know what the situation is in Romania, but I'm sure you will discuss about this on this workshop. I invite you to compare the evolution in your country and also in other countries between the generation of municipal waste in between 2002 and 2022 using official data from Eurostat. Spain has reduced the total amount of municipal waste going from 600 kilograms of waste per year to around 460 kilograms per person and year. So this means that we are producing around 1.5 kilograms of municipal waste per person per day, 1.5 in Spain. I think that you can find Romania here. So apparently Romania is also improving the situation between 2004 and 2022. And I am speaking about 2002 and 2004 and 22, which is a very long period of time. You see that this is 18 years it is taken us to reduce the production of municipal waste. Of course, some important efforts must be done in this sense in order to continue reducing the amount of the production of waste. I told you before, I have been in charge of the technical director of the municipal solid waste entity in the municipality of Valencia, which was in charge of the municipal solid waste management system. And the management system includes the collection of waste from different points, the transportation of all the collected waste to the distribution centers and to the sorting places, recycling plants, finally to the treatment facilities where we use the composting as the management system, and to end the rejections into the landfill. Of course, we obtain an important amount of recycling materials which were sold and introduced in the market again. This is the final overall perspective of a municipal solid waste management system in my region, which includes the existence of 5 types of containers on the street of every village. In Valencia region, we are about 5 million people living here. We have 5 types of containers to classify the different types of waste. Each type of waste is given to special companies for the valorization of paper and cardboard, of glass, of plastics, of organic waste. Each one has its specific treatment, and all the rejections finish on the sanitary landfill. And as I said before, we have not been able to get efficiency higher than 45%. This means that from 100 kilograms of waste that is produced, 45 kilograms will finish in the landfill. And this is a very, very large amount of waste. And so we have had problems, social problems, with people complaining about the situation of the landfills. We are still facing these complaints. And we do not expect these complaints to finish as long as there are still landfills in operation. Here you have some pictures about some of the problems that the landfills will induce into the environment. For example, about soil and groundwater and surface water pollution induced by the leachate springs. The leachate is the highly concentrated, polluted water coming as a result of the landfill operation. So as I said, groundwater pollution, surface water pollution, landfill odors that induces very high social complaints, as well as the emissions to the atmosphere of the greenhouse gases are the most important environmental risks that we must face. These are some pictures of the Dos Aguas landfill, which is the current facility in which the rejections of the treatment plant on Valencia city are stored. The Dos Aguas landfill has a total volume of more than 5 million cubic meters of capacity. It is being used at a rate of 200,000 tons per year, and it only stores rejection from the 2 composting plants that we have on our city. As you see, this is a huge civil engineering work. It is very difficult to obtain the environmental license to open such a big landfill anymore in Valencia region, because the Regional Environmental Protection Agency is very strict also on the geological, hydrological, and environmental conditions that must be fulfilled. We are going to have problems to obtain the license for a new landfill. And this is because we have to find a place which is geologically stable to perform a huge movement of soil, a great amount of soil, to do all these excavation works. We have to build a leachate pool. We have to build a stormwater diversion procedure, a closing dike, leachate pipeline system, the impermeabilization of all the landfill waste, and only then it can be the landfill prepared for operation. The landfill cost on Valencia city was over 25 million euros, only the construction of the landfill, and it has been in operation for around 10 years. Currently, our landfill is in this situation you are watching on the screen. We are almost near to fill the landfill. Technicians expect the landfill to be filled up in around 1 year from now, maximum, and we must find another location to build another landfill for the next 10 years. The post-closure phase, which is the environmental control phase once the landfill is closed after operation, following the European directive, is 30 years. And in these 30 years, the Valencia administration must pay for all the costs on the maintenance, surveillance, and taking care of the environmental risks that cause the landfill, which I repeat are related to the emissions of carbon gases to the atmosphere and the risk of soil and water pollution. Valencia region is organized on 17 different areas. This is all Valencia region from north to south, from our border with Catalonia to get to the south of Alicante. Here is Catalonia, here is Alicante. Valencia city and Valencia metropolitan area is just here in the middle of our region. We have 17 regions, and we expect each one of these management areas to be autonomous in the sense of having its own landfill and having its own recycling and treatment plant. In Valencia municipality and Valencia municipal area, we are around 1.5 million people with 600,000 tons of municipal waste per year. And we are treating this municipal waste in 2 treatment plants, which are 2 composting plants after a classification process. These 2 treatment plants are located very near to Valencia Airport, and some of you have been there, just about 2-3 kilometers distance from the composting plant. So in these 2 treatment plants, the municipal waste is classified. The components of the waste that can be recycled are separated. The organic fraction is converted into compost, and the rejection are transported 65 kilometers inland to the Dos Aguas landfill, which you have seen some pictures. This is one picture of the Los Hornillos treatment and valorization plant that had an approximate cost of 100 million euros in 2010. And this is one picture of the Manises, very close to the airport, treatment plant, which had an approximate cost of 65 million euros and was set up in operation in 2014. And this is one picture of the rejection waste. This is the waste we cannot take advantage of, we cannot recycle, we cannot reuse. It is not economically profitable to continue separate its components, and it is finally stored in the landfill. As you see, this is a packet of waste which is measuring approximately 1.5 cubic meters of volume. And this rejection is transported to the Dos Aguas landfill site. Dos Aguas landfill site currently has 2 landfills. One is the Matrona landfill, which was in operation between 1998 and 2010. The landfill site currently in operation is this one here in the bottom part of the slide. And this is the one which is going to be filled up in the next year. And it is in projection on engineering project, what we call landfill number 3. And this is expected to provide service to Valencia municipal area for the next 10 years. The environmental authorities have already said this will be the last landfill in this site. And then we have the big problem to find another site. And we do not know where it will be located. What is a municipal solid waste treatment plant? This is just a scheme of what we are doing in one of the 2 municipal waste treatment plants that we have in Valencia City. We start in the plant with the arrival of waste to the facilities. This is where the trucks that are storing the containers from each one of the streets of the city are transporting the waste. The waste is transported here, and this is a totally automatic treatment plant that so the waste enter the facility, enter the system through this classification line. We have only one manual control to where these people take care that not harmful waste is coming, for example, gas bottles or something that could damage the machinery. And afterwards, all the procedure is automatic. We have trommel screens to separate the waste by size. This is what we call trommel screens or rotary screens, depending on the size of the waste. These holes of the size of the trommel will allow the waste to be stored inside the trommel or outside. These are knives to cut the plastic bags and to open the plastic bag, so all the waste is classified independently. So using different trommels allow us to classify the bulky waste, which is the larger one, and to differentiate it from the organic waste, which is taken to compost, and all the different byproducts classified by type. We have also density classifiers, which are called ballistic separators. These ballistic separators, together with the trommel and together with some other machines, allow us to separate the different type of plastic. We have 7 different types of plastics, and using our optical classifiers, we can separate them all independently, so we can sell these byproducts to the plastic recycling companies to make new plastic from this waste. Finally, all the byproducts are packaged using presses, and this is how it looks like the final storage site inside the plant. So we differentiate plastic film, which is low density polyethylene, mixed plastic, high density polyethylene plastic, PET plastic, paper and cardboard, glass, Tetra brick, and cans, which can be iron or aluminum cans. This is what we call the byproducts. We sell these byproducts and we obtain money from them, so we can decrease the operation cost of the treatment plant. And with the organic fraction, we make compost. The problem of compost is that we are producing so much compost that it has no value on the market. We can even give the compost for free to the agriculture and to the farmers people if they come to the plant and they take it with their own trucks. The amount of compost we are producing is enormous. And this is not happening only in Valencia plant. It is happening in all the other plants on Valencia region. There are some other types of treatment techniques, but we are not using them in Valencia region. Only the anaerobic digestion, this means to produce biogas from organic waste, is starting to be introduced in our management system. We are not using incineration or pyrolysis or gasification or any other management method rather than composting or anaerobic digestion. We could have an incinerator plant. This is the incinerator plant in Tarragona, in the south of Catalonia region. But the Valencia region environmental policies do not integrate incinerator or thermal valorization systems into our municipal waste management method. They are not included as a possibility in our regional legislation. And this is due to the risk of atmospheric pollution induced by the gases obtained on the incineration process. However, this is not the situation in other regions of Spain, which certainly have incinerators. And the big advantage of the incinerator is that they reduce the rejection to the landfill on 95%. However, as I said before, we are still taking to our landfills more than 45% of the total municipal waste. And this is due to the fact that in Valencia, incinerators are not authorized. You can use, as I said, the Eurostat statistic website. This is the link to the site as the source of information and official data to compare your region with other regions in Europe. Here you see some statistics that I have obtained from this website. Apparently, Finland is produced 22,000 or 21,000 kilograms of waste per capita. This is not only municipal waste, but total waste, including industrial, medicine, construction, etc. So you see that there has to be an explanation why these statistics look so different between the different countries. Romania is here, Spain is here. So apparently, Romania is producing between 2 or 3 times more waste than Spain, but you are producing around half of the waste produced in Bulgaria or Finland. And I really do not understand these numbers very well. This means that the statistics that are being sent to the European Union by our ministries of environment may not have been done using the same techniques. Okay, so but this is something we are trying to understand and to explain. I'm not going to enter into the details of the statistics. I have given this presentation to Adina and to the organizers of the workshop. So if you take a look to these statistics, you will get to very interesting conclusions about the comparison between the management system in Romania with other countries. I will finish my talk just saying that what I understand from the official statistics is going to be the trend in the future. Clearly, the trend is a decrease on the disposal in landfills and an increase in the recovery of byproducts of plastic, cardboard, glass, and metal. The total amount of waste in the European Union has reached almost to a constant value. There is, of course, a certain correlation between the production of waste and the economical aspect of life. So if the economy is good, the amount of waste is higher. If economy is in recession, the amount of waste goes down. So waste is an indicator of the state of the economy. I will speak about Spain, the difficulties in changing our management system, of including incineration in our management system, justifies that we have a very large amount of waste taken into landfills. The situation in Romania is even worse. I see that in Romania, around 90% of the municipal waste is stored in landfills. And this is something, a big challenge, I'm sure your country has to face in the future. In Spain, the situation is around 40-45%, but we do not know how to improve. This is what our ministry is sharing with the regional governments about the necessity of reducing the amount of waste stored in landfills. And you know that the European Union is going to fine our countries, because if we do not reach to a higher level of recycling and reusing, in fact, of not storing waste in landfill. So these are the challenges of the European, set by the European Union. We have to balance recycling and contamination. We have to build more infrastructure. Some countries are very good in recycling infrastructure, but other countries still lack facilities for collecting, separate, and treat waste. It is true that incineration may be a very good option, but it raises very high concerns, social concerns about air pollution and greenhouse gas emissions. So there has to be a balance and explore cleaner waste-to-energy options if possible, or we will have to explain to our society very, very good how we rely on incinerators. The prices of the recycled materials are subjected to market fluctuations, and they can be very volatile. So the economical studies that justify the investment have to take care about these characteristics of the prices of the recycled materials. And to conclude, the public participation, the social information, and this is true, the role the university has as a prestigious body to link business and society and policy makers is really very important. So I think the university is a very good point, a very good place for organizing workshops like this in order to discuss about the situation. I hope this presentation has been interesting for you, and I will be happy to answer any question or to discuss even by email in the future with you. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. It was very interesting presentation. After your presentation, we find that we share the same problems regarding the pollution of air, soil, water, about complaints, about landfill, about recycling. So we have, after the presentation, a session of discussions, conclusions. So if someone from here or from online wants to say something, then we can discuss about all the presentation. Regarding your presentation, today we have 2 points of view. First of all, from our association Intercomunitar on Waste Management, who will the General Director who will present us the challenges and the problems that we share, like you, in our county, and my colleague, Associate Professor Vintila, yes, sorry, that Theodor, that he will present us a study of case regarding the production of biomethane from waste in our region. Like you said in your presentation, prevention is very important. To go to another and the next presentation, to make the connection, in the health population, the prevention is very important. So, Dr. Călin Munteanu, thank you very much because you are with us today. For my colleagues and for invitation, I want to say that you are to a conference in Sibiu, but you want... în Brașov? Craiova, sorry. But you want to be with us and to make this presentation online. So thank you very much for this. So please say us what do you prepare for today. Thank you very much.
I share my screen. So you see my screen. I enlarge my presentation also. I hope it's working. Yes?
Yes.
Thank you. So, I suppose I'm only doctor who's joined the IRM.
You can make the presentation on the whole screen, full screen, please.
At me, it is a full screen. I don't know if you see what I see. It's important what I'm saying, not...
Bun, dar asta se vede chiar dacă nu e pe tot ecranul, să știi că aici la noi se vede.
Okay, I don't have any important statistics and so on, because I'm trying to aware everyone about a particular situation in Romania. I'm an expert in public health. I work with University of Medicine and Pharmacy from Timișoara, and also I'm a member of public health experts in Romania, accredited by the National Institute of Public Health. We are a few members of this institute who are involved in evaluating and the assessment of health impact in general. We have a little history from 2019. We have an order dedicated for this type of evaluation, who are made by doctors behind, and also with our colleagues from the IRM Association. We have a purpose to protect the public health and to view the direct point of the impact in quality of life in the society, evaluated by quality of air, soil, water, noise, other kind of public services, and also safety. And in general, we quantify, calculate, and observe the actual status of pollution on the city or in the rural area. When we have I don't know, a new implant or a new technology, or increasing the number of animal on the farm, or establish a new farm, or establish a new industry in the area. We are involved in calculate the entire impact from air pollution, from water pollution, from soil, to direct related population with this.
Just a minute. It is possible to put on the presentation mode, because we have only the first slide.
Oh, okay. Sorry. You see, it's moving.
Now, yes. Okay. Now it's okay. And please speak near the microphone, because it is a noise, so we can hear you very well.
It is a laptop in this very small and has a very poor RAM, and is ventilating a lot and creates noise. And yes, it is noisy. As I was stating, it is very hot. Okay, so in our view, we have a large amount of interaction between the entire area of pollution from industry, from waste, from I don't know. As you see, we have historical sites with pollution from many years, like in mining or in further chemical implants, and we are on the mission to evaluate all the aspects with our colleagues from Corp of experts in the association. I work also with few of them, but it is the time to increase our collaboration between doctors and engineers. In Romania, we have a short history after we joined the European Union. We embraced the legislation and also the directives from European Union. We changed our habits to collect the waste separately, to try to valorize all the materials, but in reality, the statistics, it is very poor, because we need more than collecting and sort the waste. We need also a circular economy to realize an entire cycle to prevent the pollution. Like Javier says about Romania, we have a lot of problem because we sort the waste on the ground, and we have also here I put a short social evolution in time, and the most religious area from Romania, and also the access to the clean water in Romania, comparative by some studies from 2-3 years ago. we have many problems from this point of view, but in time to change the legislation, we have the possibility to evaluate the impact of solid and liquid waste. Also, we increase our water management. We increase the surveillance of the illegal deposits of waste. We reinforce our colleagues from National Guard of Environment, yes, and we have also techniques for view or only view momentarily the satellite and KLM images to analyze some areas. And now from 1 or 2 years ago, some counties on our country has a drone surveillance for the waste management in most part of the Bucharest and Ilfov area, because there we have a lot of incidents with solid waste and also the construction waste. And we have also in Turda some articles published by our colleagues for relieve the technique and the traceability of the solid waste. By that, we using our statistical to document the historical aspects on the sites. We do the research in primary form with all the data from Ministry to also to European Union to compare the data for each region, and also located by the site, and we calculate also the index of habitability in that area. We have also index for air pollution with quality of air, major pollution from CO2 to microparticles, and also other gases based on the historical data. And also we try to view the new aspect introduced by the proposed industry or the proposed e-plants on that area. In time, we measure some effects of the different aspects about air pollution, soil, wet water, to be sure at 3 months, 6 months, 1 year, 2 years after the start the exploitation of the projects, to see the impact in that area. We propose to have with your association a good relationship, to increase our collaboration, to invite our colleagues from National Institute of Health to be aware about the new techniques to evaluate risk for soil, for water, for be aware if you want to have a good management in waste and also in collecting the waste, because our legislation is motivated by the traceability of waste from the producing point to the end point, and in some rural area we have also some transfer docks for collecting the waste stored for 24 hours and managed in the larger ships or larger containers to be stored in different location where is legal, and also the secure sites for store the solid waste. In last few years we have also a great project for considered as for every community, rural and urban community, voluntary apport of all kind of waste, electronic waste, construction waste, chemical waste, medical and pharmaceutical waste. In some organized sites, the project covers, I don't know, 1,000 or more this kind of points to collect the waste from the population, and also to have a good logistic to move the waste in the appropriate site. And also I see in the last year, 2024, I have 10 or 11 projects to create an industry to recycle the materials from construction sites, to reuse the concrete and also the metal from constructions. That is very good because it's a clean technology, and it's working with a new technology for make the concrete useful again, to mix the waste of the concrete with the new other material, and use this old sites in rejuvenate the construction, and the way to use the old material in the new material. That's why it's better to be aware. In Romania, in last 20 years, we have an increasing population, and also we increase the number of respiratory problems. gastrointestinal problems. We have new kind of like I said, a new sickness related with environment, because we have factors like smoking or alcohol who give, I don't know, some percentage in population, but this percentage as alcohol or tobacco is decreasing. In time we are increasing the respiratory cause from pollution, from air pollution, from smoke, and smoke generated by waste, smoke generated by cars, and we have also a lot of problems related with rare materials and the infiltration in the profound strata of water. We have some area in Romania who has a problem with management of wastewater, and we have also a new industry, medical industry, who has a lot of toxic waste, and another new cause of brain disease, gastrointestinal disease, and cancer during these 5 or 6 years. We have a microplastic. Microplastic, it is a large problem for us because the management of microplastic is very, very difficult. We use too much plastic in our food industry, and also we have a lot of plastic in agriculture, in medicine, because the microplastic is involved in every aspect of packaging, and in also in all kind of packaging in the pharma industry, and also in medical industry. And we have challenge during the last 10 years. We increase our volume of medical waste. We increase our manager waste, and also we increase our construction waste, and the capacity to absorb this, it is very, very slow in development, and our actual sites are be very, very solicited, and the management, it is very hard to develop on the actual site, and also it's very hard to manage at the long term. So, in conclusion, for the next 10 years, we have a lot to do together to improve our management of waste, and also to improve the public health, and if it's possible, in time to have I don't know, a common ground, to have some common projects about the waste and the public health, to measure the impact also in the population, be excellent for us to collaborate during these years to develop a new strategies combined by techniques of waste management and also to achieve the common goal to protect the population. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. I want to say also that you are an expert, certificate by the Health Ministry to elaborate a study concerning the impact of the health population. That's why I invited you to speak today. As you said, the health is very important if the waste are in the landfill or are incinerated or are recycled. For a discussion, we have a session, like I said earlier, because we are in a hurry a little bit. I want to give the word for our colleague from Iași, Technical University, lecturer PhD Daniela Gavrilescu, to present us the best practices in the waste management in rural area. Please.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you very much for having me in this session, and thanks to our main host and organizer and the co-organizers for this very interesting session. I hope in the meantime that you are able to see my presentation in full screen mode. Could you confirm that, please?
Yes, it's okay. Thank you.
It's okay. Thank you very much.
Yes.
So, as I was saying, it is a great pleasure to be with you today and presenting this this topic related to best practices in sustainable waste management in rural areas. I think it is a little bit of a switch from the first two presentations, because the first two presentations were focused mostly on the main problems and impacts. Now I'm going to show you that not everything is as bad as we are usually presenting, because there are small places in rural areas where things are, let's say, more approachable to sustainability than we are usually seeing when we see national figures. Just a second to see if I can switch to my next slide. Just a short introduction about myself. I'm a lecturer in the Department of Environmental Engineering and Management in TEU Iași since 2017. I have a bachelor in environmental engineering, a master's in environmental management, and a PhD in the chemical engineering field, but related to advanced wastewater treatment technologies. And afterwards, I have switched to the topics of today, which is solid waste management. Currently, my research is focused on solid waste treatment technologies and management and the link to sustainability of those. So sustainability assessments, let's say, of solid waste management systems. And as academic courses, I am teaching solid waste treatment and valorization, biotechnologies in solid waste management, and solid waste monitoring and reporting, as we saw in the first two presentations, topics that are really of concern these days. Just because our main presenter is from Spain, I would like to highlight some aspects also from Spain that I have gathered throughout the presentation. Of course, Eurostat is the main database where we can see all the reports concerning the EU member states on solid waste generation per capita, and other indicators saying what is the status and diagnosis of our solid waste management systems in terms of alternatives for treatment. but there are also nice works, such as the one I was inspired to give you these figures of today. It is an effort, a global effort, to put all the solid waste systems into a perspective. And this is a downloadable work, Water Waste 2.0. It is right in the corner. You can download it. It's very interesting because it has a snapshot on everything that is going to take place up until 2050. And the report was launched in 2020. So it predicts what is going to be the next developments in solid waste management. Just to give you some glimpse of figures, as well as my presenter from Spain, this time solid waste generation rates per capita, we see how Europe is doing. It has a regional average of 1.18 kilograms of solid waste generated per capita. We are a little bit higher than the global average of 0.75, but quite low than other continents, let's say. Of course, not everyone is behaving the same. We have really big generators. We saw also in the first presentation in Europe. We have, let's say, states that are generating less. Generating less for solid waste management and alternatives to be used from that point on is nicer, but we also have to pay attention to the waste composition. So yeah, the waste which is generated in Europe is roughly 1.18 kilograms per day per capita in terms of solid waste. An average composition, we see it in the first pie chart right in the left of this slide. We have very nice percentages of materials that could be recycled. How we're doing it? Well, not so good as we could have, because not everything in Europe is still collected, and not everything is properly treated. We can see in the second pie chart, which is on the right of the slide, which are the alternatives that we are using these days to treat our waste. And we can see that we still have a great reliance on landfills, like around 20%. Incineration, which is not so much used in Romania, but in Europe we can see that it has a fair share of usage, and recycling and anaerobic digestion, but also some unfair practices or unsustainable practices like open dumping or open burning or illegal incineration. What would sustainable waste management would mean in this context? Well, it would mean that we may think of the management of waste, starting from collection to final elimination, with all the infrastructure needed and all interested parties under the current legislative framework, being performed or being designed as to achieve that very fragile and vulnerable equilibrium between economics of all waste-related activities, social acceptance, awareness, and engagement, and having in mind or bearing in mind the environmental protection of our resources. So the key point here would be that we switch from the classical traditional approach that waste is a problem, and we try to turn it rather into a solution, or to switch from the idea that we want to get rid of something to the idea that we might be able to extract something good out of it. Going back to the title of my presentation, I will be focusing today mostly on rural areas. You will see why, because this is a place where we could incorporate really more easily than in more agglomerated areas or in urban areas, sustainable practices in solid waste management. So if we are having a look at the definition, rural areas would be thinly populated areas, or if we want to take some figures into consideration, where more than 50% of the population lives in rural grid cells as defined by Eurostat. The idea is that 83% of the total EU area is formed out of these rural areas. In terms of population, 30% of the EU population lives in such areas, where usually you would find, in terms of demographics, population which is older than the usual average. And quite importantly, I'd say from the social point of view, 22% of the population is at the risk of poverty and social exclusion. Rural areas are an interesting case point because they are usually behaving very nice in terms of waste generation. They usually have lower waste generation rates. I mean, for Romania, they are half of what usually is generated in urban areas. Unfortunately, they have a problem with lower percentages of population covered by sanitation services. This would mean, in this context, waste collection services. Longer distances usually for waste transportation to waste treatment facilities. Distances like in Romania, there are 50 kilometers or even higher. Of course, they're not so big as in other cases, but that would be longer distance for Romania. And usually waste composition by activity would mean that we are dealing with household waste and agricultural, forestry, and fishery waste, which in any case is more recyclable than what we usually generate in urban areas. Also related to the sustainable waste management topic would be a concept which is very dear to my heart. The one related to the zero waste concept, because I would say that they really have a very nice symbiosis and on what we would like to design in terms of sustainable waste management system. So, of course, zero waste is an ideal concept because we cannot reach zero waste like we would never generate waste. But the idea is that it would mean the conservation of all resources by means of responsible production, consumption, reuse, recovery of products, packaging, materials, without relying on burning and no discharges to land, water, or air. That would mean that we should drop out of our discussion landfilling, even in controlled landfills, and incineration. Of course, when you put it into reality, this would be almost impossible to reach. However, there are some key points in this concept that are really in line with the usual waste management hierarchy, which is focused on prevention, on reuse, on reduction, on recycling, plus zero waste hierarchy is focusing on more material and chemical recovery, residuals management, and dropping the incineration and the landfilling. These are the more detailed definitions, but the main point is that we are focusing more on prevention, reduction, reuse, repair, all of the R's that are usually associated with everything that is going on for a material before entering the stage of being a waste. So, we are, as engineers, focusing mostly on technologies and on this recycling, composting, anaerobic digestion for the organic waste and for the recyclable materials. Another issue regarding the zero waste hierarchy will be material and chemical recovery, meaning that we would like to have more technologies to recover materials from mixed wastes into new valuable materials and in an environmental sound way, if possible. And whatever could not be recovered from the mixed waste is biologically stabilized before even thinking of other treatment or elimination methods. What is not acceptable from the zero waste hierarchy point of view? Again, waste to energy incineration, co-incineration, plastic to fuel, which would mean pyrolysis, landfilling of non-stabilized waste, gasification, illegal dumping, of course, and open burning and littering. Keeping that in mind, would that work for rural communities? Trying to translate it into something that it is real. I'd say if we have a look at this table, looking at the traditional waste management features versus the zero waste features, I'd say that rural communities are a stronger candidate than the urban communities to be able to enforce this zero waste hierarchy and principle. If we describe the waste management system from the organization point of view, we could say that in the rural communities, it is rather decentralized in the zero waste way of thinking. In terms of social and economic impact, for the zero waste way of thinking, it would be a plus in creating jobs. If we have a look in what are current practices, the dependency of landfilling in the traditional waste management system, we could say that by contrast, zero waste is fairly more focused in prevention and reduction of waste. And what is zero waste talking about is, let's say, decoupling the waste generation into a system that would be an enabler for waste reduction policies to be fairly and more smoothly being implemented. So in terms of best practices in Romania, under the Zero Waste Alliance and Zero Waste Strategy, we have some very nice cities or municipalities, better said, because they are in rural areas, with very nice indicators which could be measured into the zero waste pathways. The one I was highlighting or pinpointing in this slide is considered also at the European Union level the EU benchmark from Romania. It is in Salacha, a municipality located in a remote rural area, which has successfully implemented the zero waste strategies. They are, in terms of dimensions, 3,000 inhabitants, 1,000 households. They started this pilot program in 2018. It was something rather new for Romania at that time frame. Introduced door-to-door household waste separate collection for 5 fractions. Paper and cardboard, plastic and metal, glass, bio-waste, residual waste. Because of the ethnical diversity in Salacha, they have these multilingual stickers on each bin in 3 languages. I think Romanian, Hungarian, and Roma. And they started this pilot program. What I would have to say is that usually in rural communities, people are still, let's say, separately collect the dry recyclables and the residual mixed solid waste. That is the general practice. By contrast, in Salacha, we have this 5 fraction separator, which was tough to implement. It started with a 1-month education program and That was the initial phase, and it was implemented before changing actually the collection infrastructure in Salacia. That meant an intense program of interaction with citizens in churches, schools, local pubs, local cultural centers, mostly in all of the places where people could gather and be instructed on how to proceed with this collection and why to proceed. People engagement in all these projects is very, very important. The main stakeholders in this project is the City Hall, Eco Bihor, which is the local waste operator, and Ave Bihor, Zero Waste Romania, and you can see here what was the average cost and how it was delivered. Which are the figures, the main figures? So, in terms of waste reduction rate, so by doing this type of collecting, the residual mixed waste was very much reduced, and this is what those figures show. In terms of landfilling, they have reached a diversion rate from 99%, which was the original landfilling rate, to 55%, which I think is very nice to reach in just 3 months. From the separate collection rate, from the traditional system I was telling you about, of 2 fractions to switching to 5 fractions, they have raised this separate collection rate from 1% to 61%, and the recycling rate was raised from 1% to 40%. A very nice project was being done for the organics in terms of composting, which has a remarkable value increase. It is performed now by mostly all of the citizens, 97%. And the rate of local citizen engagement in this type of solid waste organization collection system increased from, on average, 8% to 97%. That is the Romanian case study for a rural area which has successfully implemented the zero waste strategy. Now, what I found on this Zero Waste Alliance website is a case study from Spain. It is from Galicia region in Pontevedra, which is a benchmark for a successful project in community composting. The scope of this project in turning Pontevedra region in a zero waste region was to ensure that more than 75% of the inhabitants will be covered by a decentralized composting process. We are talking about a far larger region in terms of demographics than Salacia. 50% out of mostly 1 million inhabitants are living in that area in rural communities. And by doing this project on a very well-established network of composting facilities and composting ways for the organics, they have reached very nice figures on organics recycling, as well as a very good management of economic impact of the treatment of this waste, because it is rather 3 times less costly to manage organic waste than resorting to incineration, for example, in that area. And we see here some comparative costs in terms of what incineration would cost and which are the figures for the 3 implemented system for community composting in Pontevedra region. And we may see that the costs are very much reduced for the organics treatment. Again, from Spain, they are on the pathway of zero waste certified cities. I also have incorporated, for those interested of you, a table in Romania for the rural communities on the pathway of zero waste. I have to say that I'm very happy that also larger cities have been interested in the zero waste framework, and of course I'm proud that Iași has signed and is committed to go on with these zero waste strategies and is aligned to be a zero waste certified city in the foreseeable future. Other topics of interest in the rural areas are for specifically agricultural and let's say animal waste. And I know that we will be having a presentation in energy from waste from anaerobic digestion in the next minutes. So I'm going a little bit, let's say, more synthesized in this topic. But I would like to say that there are very nice efforts from industry in this case to get energy from waste. So we saw the examples of how to get materials, valuable materials or compost from waste. Now we have a case in which in rural areas energy from waste via anaerobic digestion is reached, and one of the starters is Genesis Biosystem, which started in Filipești de Pădure, a rural community with roughly 11,000 inhabitants in Prahova, Romania, with this type of plant, which is located very nicely near Cristim, which is a cold meat factory, processing factory. And they have started this network by now of anaerobic digestion system, which solves on one hand the local organic waste problem by getting out of it energy which could be valued in electricity or heat, and digestate, which is a very nice soil amendment. For a very small community like Filipești de Pădure, to get extra jobs in this area for people working in this anaerobic digestion plant is a very nice plus beyond the waste problem. The same organization is going to open more locations near my county, Iași. They have opened in Neamț County, which is roughly in this area, in Cordun, a second facility, and I know that they are going to open one in Timișoara and another one near Craiova. They are currently under construction. So, looking again about the long-term vision. So the long-term vision for rural areas related, or not necessarily related, but somehow linked to the solid waste management, is that circular approaches to nutrients and materials management reconnect farm and fork. Food waste is a thing of the past. Agricultural waste is not burnt but recycled into the farm system. That would be the vision for long term in 2040, 2050. However, more attention is needed also in this case for plastic waste, because we use agricultural plastic films, and these may contain substances which are not very good if they could be found again in soil, plants, or water bodies. paying attention to methane emission reduction targets and more ambitious ammonia emissions reductions and continuous air quality monitoring in rural areas. Going back to the options which are more favored in case of sustainable solid waste management, I would say that sharing, reusing, and repairability should be the norm. Waste prevention creates new profitable activities, I'd say, and the remaining waste could be recycled very well. Plus, waste management infrastructure on long term would be improved with 100% collection of waste in rural areas, and the inspection and enforcement measures to avoid illegal waste sites is increased also in this area, because we know that currently we are having a little bit of problems also in that area. So I'd like to end my presentation here and take the opportunity to thank you very much for your attention and looking forward to the question session. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much also. Like you said, the concept redesign and rethink near the recycling of waste are very important to reduce the amount of waste in the landfill. That's why we must think about the next level. And also we must say that many of us live in a village, not in a big town. So your team, the best practices in waste management in rural areas is very important for these days. Thank you very much. Now we want to to go to the next presentation. Our general manager from Timiș County, Intercomunitary Waste Association, Mr. Cristimoș, mă gândeam la Lindoș și nu am vrut să greșesc. Yes. Please give us a few challenges and some analysis regarding the impact of waste management in our country, because you have the whole image and is your work every day. So share with us your information. Thank you.
Thanks a lot for inviting me here. I'm glad to be here. Just to start the presentation, after that I can use I will use the presentation as a basis, let's say, because I want to go more in details in discussions. Before being in this position and being in the position before, I was working in medical devices, in let's say projecting medical devices. And from there, I know that more numbers and discussion are gaining more. Okay. I will saying what I learned in last years about waste. First, the waste is we do not need to see the waste as this is not mine, but I can try to. So, okay, I will say that the waste. If we see the waste as a garbage, then we will keep the same status that the waste is a garbage. But if we see the waste as a resource, then we need to think in this direction. Also discussing with different, let's say, person from waste management or from companies, they said that usually the waste, let's say, domain, or in the waste domain, if your name is well known, that means that you are doing bad stuff. If no one knows you, that means you are doing very good stuff. And I agree fully with that. That's why I would say I know waste management due to the fact that before being in this position, I was the vice president of the Timiș County and taking care of the entire environmental stuff, thinking in let's say, in environmental, also waste management system, and also from point of view of environmental politics of the county. I was discussing a lot with different persons from environmental ministers in order to influence and try to change a little bit the thinking of national waste management stuff. And in here, I can say for clearly that at the beginning of my previous job as vice president, in first years, no one from environmental minister was saying that we can think to have in Romania a waste to energy facility. It was in no case in Romania. And even though in Europe, it's a lot full of them. I will explain you first at the beginning what means ADID, Waste Association. It's basically an association between all the administrative parts of Timiș County. They basically, together, they decided that someone will take care of the entire management system of the waste. Basically, the entire waste of the Timiș County is managed inside Timiș County. That means somehow my colleagues, they are taking care from years, basically to see and also to monitor and also to do the contracts with the collectors and with the guys which are taking care of the waste from the gate till the end of the let's say waste recycling or waste put into fields. Okay, basically I will go in here. This is the Timiș County. Usually I'm saying where I'm going outside the country to say that Romania is like a fish and Timișoara, and Timiș County is the head of the fish, and then Timiș County is basically like a triangle, and Timișoara is exactly in the middle. The entire Timiș County, it's split in 5 zones. Basically, each zone is taking care of their own, and all the waste from each zone is going in one direction. For example, for 0 and 1 zone, Timișoara and near Timișoara, which is generating more than half of the waste from the Timiș County, is going to a sorting station in Timișoara, and from there, which is not sorted and which is not recycled, is going to Gizela, which is basically the landfill where we are putting the waste from the entire county. What I can tell you that no one can bring waste inside our country. They wanted. There are some counties which they wanted, but basically as a legislation and what we, let's say, as a waste management on the county, we don't have inputs, let's say, to go in this direction. I will go next slide. Okay, this is just technical data, what we have the facility. I will go a little bit through it because I don't want to say on this part. We have basically right now we have 1 cell closed. The landfill is projected for 5 cells. The second cell, basically, which is split in 2.1, it's almost close, and the second 2.2, it's usually from the operators, they stated that it's 85 to 90% filled. With the county council, they started already the auction to start the third cell, let's say. In the facility, we have waste disposal cell area, basically technical area, licit relation zone. In here, we can detail a little bit because it's one of our problems, basically. And also sort where we keep the water from the retention, and also the technical waters. I will go. We have sorting station, composting station, mechanical biological treatment facility, platform, and the landfill. I will go because I will stop on basically where we have pictures. From point of view of Timiș County, somehow we have right now around 30%, of recycling, but we have some issues due to the fact that some of the operators they gone, and we are in an urgency criteria right now, and we somehow have not operators which are taking care of the entire facility. In here what you can see is the sorting station from Gizela. We have a sorting station also near Timișoara, which is taking care of the more than 0.5% of garbage from Timiș County. In here as the composting station, take in mind that the composting station is not composting the bio waste due to the fact that we don't have a different fraction. We want to implement it. I know that county council has already started, let's say, trying to get money for different implementation on Gizela point of view. And we have mechanical biological stations which are taking care of the waste and electronical and putting water, moisture, and the other stuff there. Basically, they try to reduce the volume. After that, the volume, this waste which is inside is going to the landfill. These are basically what we take care. The association is taking care only for the house facility waste, basically, not the hazard waste, and also not the I would say the medical waste. Is not taking care of our, let's say, infrastructure. I will go to show you the pictures basically because we have. Okay, this is one of the landfill of one of the cells basically, which is closed, and what I learned from my experience, basically, we will see in the next years, and I'm always saying also to the mayors of the county, the waste price, the cost of the waste on the people will be increasing, will never stop increasing, let's say, if we do not do something related to the landfill. Because also taking in consideration what happened in Europe, the price on landfill is going in some cases exponentially, basically, and you need to at least before recycling, because right now we have the Returo in Romania implemented, and somehow I see some big changes in recycling. But the recycle means not just the plastic and the cans. Basically, recycle means also to try to have the fraction of the bio fraction, because there you can basically also recycle. And also the third step will be in Romania to try to implement as soon as possible. And I was discussing with Mr. Dean before that basically in Romania, if someone in the western part of Romania will start a facility, waste to energy facility, basically will gather all the waste, not bio waste, the black waste will be basically gathered from the entire western part of Romania. That means somehow Timiș, I was saying also when I was a politician this stuff, and someone from Bucharest told me, do you have the courage to do this and say this, that you want to do this in Timiș County? I said yes, but I know that from experience from other countries, I would say Holland or where we are, Vienna, for example, there is also waste to energy. It will be, as Mr. Javier said, a big social discussion due to the fact that people will say, okay, why you are burning waste in here? But taking in consideration Timișoara, for example, if you burn waste in here, it's burning waste, basically you do energy. And if you are don't do thermal energy, you for sure you will go to turbines and do the electrical part of the electricity, basically. Okay, let's go a little bit on challenges, and then we can discuss more. From what we have from the system right now, leachate, it's one of the main problem also of Timiș County. As Javier said, we have a treatment facility, and we increase, I think, also 3 years ago, we increased the capacity in order to treat that leachate. Leachate is basically the moisture which is going out of the waste, and you need to treat it. And due to the fact that you have different cells, as we have, you need to treat also from the cell which is closed, because you need to treat the leachate, not just the one new generated. And this, for me at least, also now and also in my previous position was really challenged how to treat the leachate, due to the fact that when we implemented the entire system, we did not have different technologies to treat the leachate. Now to treat the leachate, it's basically, if you want to change the technology on the landfill, which is already existing, it will take a lot. Also the Timiș County run now we need to get, I think, middle of July, we should get a X-ray or a scan of the actual cells to see exactly how the leachate is inside the cells. Because for those who know which you know, basically leachate it's more dangerous if it has higher conductivity, and that's why basically when we tested, we saw that also on the cells which are closed, we have high conductivity. And other for short challenges are basically try to educate the people to collect separately, basically. This is what I saw, and I'm always saying that we cannot educate big people. What we are doing from audit side, and we see very good improvement. We see that we educate the children, or we go to universities, to the students. They are more open than, I will not say old guys, but they are more open to see the problem if we don't sort. And also discussing, we discussed, my previous colleague discussed about circular economy. It's clear that we try. We have not one, not two companies in Timișoara which are trying to do circular economy also from clothes and different. I saw a market in Timișoara which is trying to sell alimentary products in circular economy, but this will be basically, I see as a big challenge due to the fact that we need to educate, because we need to bring back the people which were used in communism, let's say, to go with the bag to the markets. We say, please go again with the bags to the market. Don't take anymore the bags, plastic bags, each time you buy something. It's more, that's why from audit side, we are focusing on monitoring what's happening in Timiș County. We are focusing to try to see how we can change the legislation, even the legislation where we can. But one of the main points is also to try to educate, starting with children from even from kindergarten. I was just a short story and then I will close. I saw even going through the city, I saw some bins. I saw a mother which was trying to throw away in different bins the garbage, and the small kid was saying, no, there, mom, put it in the recycle bin. And for me was, okay, that means for sure we need to start and focus a little bit or more on the education part. Thanks a lot, and thank you for being here.
Thank you very much. Like you said, ecological education is very important. That's why many of us didn't know that exists ecological calendar with many events during the whole year. Every month we have celebration regarding air, water, biodiversity, waste, birds. But we must do something especially for the children, because they are the future, so we must concentrate on them. It's very hard to change the behavior of an adult, to transform him or her in something good for the environment. Thank you very much. Now I want to give the final presentation to my colleague Teo Vintilă to present us how can we obtain something from waste. He finished and the next week he will launch a very big investment in the environment, but I will let him to speak about this. Please.
Thank you. Hello to everybody. For those who don't know me, I am a proud graduate of this university. I graduated bachelor studies in biotechnology here in Timișoara, and I continue to work on biotechnology focused on biofuels and biomaterials. So this is why I approach this type of research in converting what nature gives us to usable products. I mean, we in this university, we administrate bioresources, biological resources. We administrate from bacteria to animal and plants, everything. So it's an opportunity for us to understand what is this richness that nature gives us to administrate. Because many of us, we are focused on producing food. If you ask a food producer on the food chain, they will tell you, I use that much crops and produce that much bread. I use that much animals, I produce that much sausage. But nobody tells you how much other products they put on the environment. And there is a huge, huge amount of products, bioproducts, that are ending up into the environment on the food chain. and in administration, and in municipality, and in industry, and so on. So according to this, I don't know, there is so many to be spoken, but I want to focus on this topic of biomethane. Biomethane means methane produced from biological resources. Apart from natural gas, which is methane from fossil resources, we can produce biomethane from what I said, from bioresources that we administrate. So there is a EU REPowerEU plan. REPowerEU plan. There is a focus to build 5,000 biomethane plants. That means 80 billion of capital investment. That means money put into economy from European funds. So we have to be smart enough to understand that sustainable development and usable resources, bioresources, means economical growth. It's not, let's say, what others says. You don't have to spend too much. You are not allowed to consume so much. It's about economical growth if we invest in bioeconomy. So here is, this is a study that I have participated in a European project. Here are the biomethane plants in Europe. As you see, there are a lot of dots in western part and very few in eastern part and none in Romania. It's about biomethane plants that are producing methane, not electricity, through biogas technology. So we are not there yet. We are in the biogas technology still working to develop, which it's a strength because we have a feedstock that we are not using. So it's not a weakness, it's a strength, it's an opportunity. We have a feedstock, so we can jump to a new technology, to biomethane plants, to biofuels, to biomaterials plants to develop in this part of the continent. Regarding biogas plants, we have this many biogas plants. In Timiș, there is one operating. Starting after tomorrow, there will be 2 operating. And starting maybe at the end of this year, there will be 3 operating. As you see in Mrs. Gavrilescu's presentation, there is one happening in close to Timișoara, in Bișchia. So development, it's happening in this part of Europe, but we have to be smart enough to understand what is the potential. And we have done this type of studies to understand that we have a huge potential that we don't spend. But we spend somehow, but we spend negatively. As Mr. Moore said, there is a landfill of this type of materials that we put there. Instead of using that material to produce everything else that society needs, energy and materials. So on this study, we have found that if you use this potential, we can produce 3.3 billion cubic meter, of biomethane in Romania. That is 1/3 from the consumption. Can you believe that? We can produce 1/3 from the consumption if we use only the technical potential. It's not theoretical potential. What is the difference? Theoretical potential, everybody can do it in the INS data. But technological potential means you have to account what type of material can be stored, transported, converted, technologically available for the technology. So we are there. There are other studies, not only my studies. In this study from ENGIE, they say Romania, it's the 5th in Europe, not in European Union, because the Turkey is still here in Europe, you see. So we are, after France, Germany, Turkey, Spain, we are there with a potential. And if we look at that colors of the column, we see that agriculture residues, intermediate crops, forest wood residues are main products, main biomass that is wasted in Romania and is not properly used to produce biomethane. Okay, so how much biomethane can we produce according to that study? 114 terawatts hour if we convert that methane into energy. If we look at the consumption, we consume 11 to 12 billion cubic meter per year. That is 110, 120 terawatts hour. So potential meat consumption. We are there. Why don't develop technology to use at least 10% from this potential? Not all, no? Regarding technology, and I will not focus very much on the technology, we can convert agricultural residues such as manure, urban waste, industrial waste through biogas technology to produce digestate, that is organic fertilizer, and to methane that can be purified and injected into the gas network as natural gas, which is happening in many countries of Europe. And I will tell you about Denmark in future slides. Or it can be converted to electricity and heating and thermal energy. Or we can use woody biomass, which cannot be fermented in biogas in digester, but it can be converted through thermal treatment to hydrogen, syngas, and to other types of fuels that can be used as Europe asks sustainable fuels. We have to replace gasoline, diesel with sustainable fuels, especially in aviatic, in planes. There is a legislation that impose to companies to use sustainable kerosene instead of fossil kerosene. So we need this technology to be developed because there is a need on the market. A little bit of the, let's say, efficiency of the project, of the process. If we convert that biogas to electricity, we can produce around 456 megawatts hour from the manure of 3 cows, if you take only the manure of 3 cows, or we can convert to 12 megawatts hour of gas from the same material. Why? Because when you convert one energy carrier to other type of energy, you will lose energy because there is no 100% efficiency, conversion efficiency. So when you convert that methane to electricity, you will get only 4 megawatts hour. If you inject that methane into the pipe, you will deliver to economy 12 megawatts hour. So it's more than double. So why not build biomethane plants instead of biogas plants? But we have to reach that. We have to go through biogas technology and then develop and upgrade the technology to biomethane. So there, if you have seen the biogas plants in the previous map, you have seen that in the southwest region, it's only one biogas plant because we have to think also to feedstock as availability and how it's available for the technology. Because if we have competitors already in one region, we cannot develop many technologies. So we have to make, again, potential studies and so on in order to see where these conversion plants can be built. As Mr. Morse said, we are sure that we can build that type of technology in western part of Romania in Timiș. We have to analyze that. We have to make a feasibility study and to see if that how much material is available and how efficient is that. Or we can have another approach. We can connect business already happening in energy sector and in food sector. And we can also improve the health of the soil where is pollution. There is 60 kilometer per 20 kilometer area polluted in Copșa Mică area with cadmium and lead. And people are eating food with cadmium and lead. And they don't know that. But we don't have to scare people from this area. We can come with a solution and tell them, okay, we have remediation of the soil. Remediation is happening with digestate, with compost. So why don't build composting and digestate production plants in this area to remediate this area, to improve the health of the environment, one health concept, no? And there is also development, economical development happening in that area because those polluting areas are usually not attractive now. So we can have also social pillar of sustainable development, improve it. So we can connect, for example, Azomureș, which is the main consumer of natural gas in Romania. 10% of natural consumption goes to this plant. With biomethane produced from where? From crops produced in polluted area. Why don't divert those crops to produce energy, not food, because they are polluted? And also to connect food processing industry. Luduș is there in the same area that can produce molasses and sugar beet waste to produce biomethane and to improve the health of the neighbor area polluted. No? So there are a lot of things that can be developed. There are a lot of projects ongoing, new projects with biohydrogen, with biomethane in Alba County, with let's say Heineken to produce biomethane from beer waste. So the things are happening with some kind of speedness. We are developing here in our campus smart management resources and self-sufficient energy production example of circular economy to use what we have as resources. We have space, we have buildings. Why don't we use that to produce electricity? So if we produce electricity, we see that electricity it's going like this. Yeah, it's not very, very stable. So there are gaps. You cannot develop an energy system based on renewables such as photovoltaics and wind because you need energy in band. I mean, all the time you need energy at certain point. So we can connect that type of energy producing system with a biogas plant. We can turn on and turn off an engine of a biogas plant and to produce electricity when photovoltaics are not producing. So this is example of a dispatchable energy system to be developed. And we can also improve the quality of environment by a smart management of this type of waste as feedstock manure, plant biomass, food residues, organic residues to deliver energy according to the consumption. If you see here these blue bars, this is the consumption of the campus in 1 year. Okay? These green bars, it's the production of electricity from photovoltaics in 1 year on the buildings of our campus. And if you see this red bar, this is the biogas that we can produce in our biogas plant at the capacity that we have built. So if you connect these red bars with this green, we get these orange bars that can also meet the consumption on the lowest month of consumption in August. So this is a kind of example that can be replicated to other areas, to industry, to rural areas. We are like a rural area. We are 5,000 people here living in this area. So this can be a very good example of smart management, sustainable development, and usable resources. So we start from this pile of manure from our farm. And we constructed with a lot of efforts, which only who is constructing can understand how much effort it needed to construct something like this, because it's electricity, it's hydraulic, it's construction, it's engine, it's energy, it's biology, everything in one type of project. So we end up to this nice looking biogas plant and very clean technology that will be more developed and explained next week, where we can put in this premixer materials and two digester with cogeneration heat and power plants. And we don't have to wait, we don't have to forget that in this plant, it's not we are not lose those materials. Only the carbon goes to the gas. Nitrogen, phosphorus, calcium, magnesium, everything else goes here as digestate, which is a very good nutrient for the soil to close the loop of circular economy and to produce again food for the society and so on. But there, I don't know how much time there is, because I have some more slides. If I have to stop, you can, yeah, okay. There are non-technical challenges because we are smart enough to make potential studies, we are smart enough to develop technologies, we are smart enough to have engineering and planning and so on. The challenges, the real challenges are policy and society. Policy and society, if this type of pillar don't support the development, economy and environment, nothing happens. And if we analyze the legislation of Romanian energy strategy of Romania, we see that bioenergy is somehow overlooked. So we have to develop projects in governance, in social. We have to develop together projects in order to pass this type of information to the people who we elect now, because they are the people that are making the laws. If they don't understand what is the main priority in this country and this world, if we have a very dirty environment and not healthy, why to continue to have economic development and so on? So we have to be very careful. So of course, I made also a SWOT analysis with strength, with weakness, with opportunities, threats, and so on. Strategies, but in another project that we have running in the university, we approached the social pillar in Biolog project, which is a Horizon EU project. And we are focused on social pillar to develop this sustainability, sustainability development, because we are very good in economics, we are very good in environment, but when it comes with people, that is the main challenge. It's very difficult to work with the people and to make people understand how Mr. Mosh said, don't throw that garbage there, make that law, make that strategy, politicians, who we elect, who will represent us in government and so on. This is the main challenge that we have to approach together, and only together we can develop something like this. So don't forget that we have this potential, and instead of conclusion, we have this mapping that we have developed in this project regarding harmonized regulation and standards, cooperation among national and administrations, fixed stock collection, everything is important in this landscape. But there are so many things important that one man cannot do everything. So only in cooperation and in collaborative projects, we can develop something that can have a huge impact on the economy and sustainable development. So thank you for your attention. And don't forget that we have very healthy national values that we have to remember sometimes, because our parents and grandparents actually teach us how to develop a circular bioeconomy. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Before we go to the discussion session, I want to give spoke with us a few words regarding this conference and some thoughts. Our associate professor, Professor Grimaldi from Italy, and his guests.
Thank you very much for this opportunity. So was very immediately this involved in this conference was this morning. So yes, but I want to say a few minutes. Even I am a civil engineering, and my research interest is in the survey of territory and the cultural heritage. For some years, I have been working in the waste and field sector. So, what is? In Italy, we have principal two methods of recover the waste. The waste in general, not only the urban, but in the domestic, but to the industrial. The two-method collection is door-to-door, where every user has to place the waste in front of the door and of the house. And the other is the presence of ecological island, in which there are several containers where people can deposit the waste by choosing the container that is the separate collection. Okay, so this is the principal activity of to recover the waste in Italy. What was very interesting, the presentation of the Professor Javier Rodrigo Ilarri, that explain all the flow chart of the work that, and my curiosity was this in the that is not present, but is the question that it's possible that other people that are present here, like I said before, if my field is the survey of the territory, is a few years that in special way with the my colleague that have the private company, very big in Italy, that work in the site of the, in which the waste was deposited, and with all the problem of the isolation of the liquid and the attention. But in the presentation of Professor Javier Rodriguez, I have a pleasure want to ask the problem of the liquid, because all the material that was used in the site that we analyze with the penetration, with the georadar, with the electromagnetic exploration of this site, we find every time the fall of this protection. And I want, this is our curiosity, if was solved in this last year, this problem that with the company we find often. So for was this my curiosity, and another, but is possible that to the people that say, this is my opinion, because I live in Bari, and in Bari we have the acquired waste with the Iceland, ecological Iceland, and and have the good result. But I was born in the little village close to the department of the city of Matera, where there is door-to-door. And I notate that a lot, special waste, domestic waste, was around the way, was not in the... I don't know, because I think personally that is more good result with the ecologic Iceland. This is my opinion, because it's not my specific field, this. Okay? Thank you for your attention.
This is online if you want to.
Yes. Sorry, Professor. I was said before that our field is in the field of survey, in the territory, and for me, in particular, in the cultural heritage, that is in the not opposite to the waste, but is not the same methodology. But with the company that support my research, the GGM in Italy, with the engineering Cifelia, we work from a few years in the survey of this field. I invite Cewe, if you want, the problem of the perdita dei liquidi. Solo quello.
Yeah. But can I?
Yes.
Can I share?
No, it's possible that you should. So in this way, it's possible for you to look the question that I ask you. That is a principal technicians, but because I observe your exposition, I think that you tracked this problem, and our curiosity is like you solved in your country. Because in Italy, have a lot of site of waste that have the fall of the position of the intercapedine. Do you understand? Of the protection, plastic protection, polymeral protection.
It's still.
Yes.
Just 1 minute.
Okay.
Sorry.
If someone from online or from here, he wants to say something, a few words, he wants or she wants to discuss about all the presentation or some ideas, please. Please, on the microphone, please. Please say your country and you are a student, Erasmus student here, yes. Please say your name and your country.
Okay.
And after that, please say is a question or do you want to say something about our presentation?
No, it's just a comment.
Please.
Okay. My name is Nuruddin Ibrahim Bello. I am a PhD Erasmus student from Nigeria. So it's very interesting for me to attend this conference because it's an eye-opener for me, being a student in the field of veterinary public health and preventive medicine. So looking at the topic of the conference, the impact of waste management, it's something that has a link with my field of expertise. When you look at the public health, it has a lot of relationship with waste management. It's very interesting for me to also know that you also have this problem of waste management here in Europe, just like we also have it in Africa. Because in Africa, we use a lot of plastic bags. And these plastic bags are not properly disposed, and it accumulates and goes into water bodies, and it ends up causing flooding. And when you have flooding from big water bodies, it has very high negative impacts on the agriculture and livestock, because it affects the soil and water contamination, as well as pests and diseases in animals, So for us, it's a problem. And just like one of the last speaker highlighted, he said one of the best ways of managing this is through policy and environmental challenges of challenges. The challenges are policy and environmental, So I think for us, it's more of policy, because we have lack of funding to some extent, and inadequate enforcement of these policies leads to lack of improper waste management. And for me to attend this conference, I have listened to many speakers, and I have seen advanced technologies on how to properly manage this waste from the environment. And I think when I become one big boss making policies in Africa, I will try to implement this in the nearest future. So thanks for having us in the conference. Thank you.
Thank you very much. If you someone to share with us, my colleagues.
I would like to say a word, if I'm allowed to, taking into account the fact that we have Erasmus students from different countries. First of all, congratulations for this event and to all the speakers, and my greetings to Javier. Because we have different students from different countries, in 3-4 minutes, I would like to ask Francois from Haiti and Esther from Kenya, but not more than 3-4 minutes, to tell us about the environment situation in their countries. So Esther, thank you.
My name is Esther Kamau. I'm a final year student from the University of St. Paul's, currently on the ongoing exchange program by the Erasmus. I'm glad to get these insightful thoughts and challenge on how we deal with the waste. The other week, I think 2 weeks ago, we had a project, and I presented on waste management. Actually, in Kenya, we produce 22,000 tons of waste daily. Weekly, that is 154,000 tons. In a month, that's 514,000. To a year, that's almost 7 billion. Tell me, where are we going? Where are we headed? On these, the plastics form the major bit, or they contribute to the larger part of this waste. And I'm glad I've got information, knowledge, on how we can handle this. In Africa, Kenya, we don't have most of these plans to regenerate waste and see waste as worth. Thank you very much, and I'm inspired by the speaker on their plan of giving back to the environment. I really want to be part of that one day. Thank you.
Thank you very much. To your question, where are we going? That's why the rules are very important and the legislation to be implemented. Thank you very much.
Yes. Good morning, everyone. My name is Francois, Francois Givenchy. I'm from Haiti, in the Caribbean. Actually, I am honored to be able to participate in this conference today, related to these, can say, very important subject, the impact of waste management on the environment. Actually, this is one of the things that we in Haiti, we are actually struggling. And I'm so happy because I'm here as a future policymaker to be able to not only absorb these kind of informations and after so that I can contribute to my community in Haiti. As I told you, we really struggling with this issue. And unfortunately, there's so many, I remember I have a class with my professor here, Bagina. We were studying all of these elements already. But what I realized, the truth of the matter is, I mean, the informations they are there because we are so full with information. But when it comes to application is the issue. Actually, in Haiti, we have, I mean, policies and stuff like this. But when it comes to information implementation is where the all issue is. And I believe me, since I'm here to make a difference, and when I'm coming back in Haiti, I believe I will bring a change to the system. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Please. Please.
Hello, my name is Nuruddin Isa, and I'm an Erasmus student. I'm currently doing my MSc, and I'm a soil scientist back at home, Nigeria. My question is that about the plant that Professor said they're trying to construct. So I was thinking, is it like a bioreactor? Bioreactor. So are you doing it? Are you using anaerobic digestion? That's the slow decompose of organic matter. So mostly in Nigeria, what we do with this agricultural waste, we turn them to biochar. That's the research that we're going. So a proposal that I'm trying to write is on enhancing anaerobic digestion using biochar so that we can see, since when I was reading a paper, the bioreactor can be in 3 compartments where you have your biofertilizer at the end, and the other part, it will be taking the bio waste, converting it to energy, like a biofuel for production of electricity. So I was thinking, is this plant that you are designing, since I heard you say it has like, it's multi-purpose, is it going to produce a biofertilizer, and the other part, you can generate electricity from the bio waste? That's what I wanted to ask.
Thank you. Thank you for your intervention and question. That it's very pleased to me because that means people understand what the professor tells. Thank you. Yes, it's about connecting different type of, as you said, different type of processing technologies. But before connecting them, we have to understand that we need to reach certain energy efficiency. So biochar is producing through thermal process. That means input of energy. From previous research, we end up to this conclusion why we should, let's say, struggle to liquefy solid when the nature is gasifying the solids by its own. I mean, anaerobic digestion means a natural process that is happening through bacteria. And these bacteria are able to gasify the solid and to liquefy, even to liquefy the solid. So if we want to connect this type of technology with previous thermal energy converting process, when you make the energy efficiency counting, you will end up to a negative energy production system, maybe, or near to zero. So it's about making feasibility studies to study how to convert the materials. But yes, to the other question of yours, this system, it's focused to convert different type of feedstock, but only the feedstock that can be converted by bacteria that are naturally present in animal gut, for example. It's a digestion. What is happening in the gut, it's happening through these bacteria. So yes, another yes to your to your reason, it's that if we have another type of feedstock, such as wood, which contain a lot of lignin, then we have to apply thermal process. So we have to develop different type of technology for different type of feedstock. Thank you.
When you, since the anaerobic digestion is just like composting.
Yes, there are, let's say, hobby biogas plant,
okay,
let's say, which are focused not on delivering energy, but are focused on solving an environmental problem.
Okay.
Okay, so if you are focused on fixing an environmental problem, you don't care about energy efficiency and inputs from selling the energy. Okay. But you have the other pillar, which is strong, the environment, okay, and not economical pillar.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Are you ready?
Yes, I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay. Hello? I'm sorry for all this time. Because I don't know to make this short presentation. Like told engineer Piero, I'm a technical director of a geophysical company in Italy. And what we do is geological and geophysical mapping of several things. In this case, I can try to show very quickly, some example of or case study of what we can do to map the pollution. Sorry. So now I think I cannot share the images because the tablet is not connected. But anyway, what we can do, and because for the environmental and pollution problem in Italy, we have some waste dump or some landfill with waste, and the most of the time, if the waste are not when there is the pollution, most of the time we don't know if there are some areas where the pollution go away around the landfill or the dump. So what we can do is a mapping for the pollution to know the direction or which depth the pollution can go into the ground, go into the water, to the water level, so mix with the water, so people drink water with the pollution. So I don't know if here in Romania the dump are controlled by like a monitoring to know if there are how can I say perdite? Yeah, like perdite di inquinamento, di pollution. Because sometimes if the dump are without control, the liquid of the pollution can go through the soil and yeah, on the site, and we don't know, and we can control the movement of the pollution. So what I want to ask to everybody here is if there are some monitoring of the dump.
This is the big problem for in our research. This is the big problem in the our research and our work when we realize the survey of the site of the waste. You understand? We find often, or it's better that I said always, the to get the liquid in the part down the waste. The protection don't run. The polymer don't run. This is the big problem that we waste with that we find with our method of research. And the question is if in your country you solve this problem. Thank you.
It's basically, sorry, I will answer to this. Basically, the pit. Yeah, basically the pit where we have the pits or the landfills, let's say, they have sensor inside because due to the fact that the requirements when you build basically a new landfill is to have it as EU norms and the others, and basically you have their different sensors down on the pit, and like that you monitor basically the conductivity of the leachate. And due to the fact of the conductivity, we know if it's the let's say the percentage is too high, that means the conductivity is too high. And we try also to do different treatments, even though if the system itself was an old system, we try to do different procedure in order to reduce the conductivity, in order not to have the leachage as hazardous as should be. And also, as I told you during the presentation, from county council right now, we need to receive, I think I told you in middle of July somewhere, the county council should receive a scanning of the entire landfill. We started, I think they are doing, we are waiting for the results to see basically on the entire landfill to see how it's progressing or where is the leachate, and to see if it's something bad inside, or from somewhere the leachate is going somewhere where we should not be, or the membrane, because basically you have a pit where you put some membrane technical stuff in order not to, the leachate not to go in the soil. And if the membrane is broken somewhere, could be by chance, then we will see it. That's I think these are requirements from EU. Basically, if you build, because we had in Timiș County, you have, I think, around 10 pits, old pits, let's say, where they put it just the garbage there. And when we implemented the system 10 years ago or something like that, I know that we closed that also from EU funds, and the new landfill, it's under the EU norms, let's say.
Yes, I concord, because in reality, our exploration, our survey is in the site that have minimum 10 years. It's not the new construction in general. So, thank
you very much. Do you want to say something?
Yes. Okay.
Yes.
So, excuse me again. And now I try to show what we do in Italy for discover if in underground nearby the landfill with the waste there are some pollution. Yeah, full screen.
Abbiamo perso.
Ah, okay.
Okay, it's not possible to.
Sorry again.
It's not possible.
We exchange by email with Adina. Give me the email and I contact you, Professor.
Thank you very much. If Professor Javier Rodrigo, do you want to say something?
I just would like to say, after I was hearing all the presentation, that I think the problems everywhere are quite similar. In my opinion, the objectives of the European Union, the targets of the European Union are not realistic, or at least they are very difficult to achieve for Spain and for Romania. I was hearing also the colleagues from Kenya, the students from Kenya, and I guess the problems there are really big, but they can take advantage of the knowledge that we have acquired on the past year. So it will take not longer for them if they get the information, they get the experience of the mistakes that we have made on the past decade. In my opinion, the solid waste management is a matter of education. It's very important that we integrate education in our university curricula. We integrate education in our primary and secondary school, and we inform our society, our younger people, the importance of a good management of solid waste. I think this is the last message I would like to share with you. And thank you very much for inviting me in this nice workshop. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Do you want to present us?
Yes. Okay, shortly. This for the landfill leaks. Sometimes we use electrical resistivity tomography. It's a geophysical methodology that permit to you with the changes of the resistivity or the chargeability of the ground to map if there are leaks of pollution or not on the landfill. In this case, I show you very shortly. We map this kind of landfill is nearby in Italy, is very big landfill. All these red profile are 2D electrical resistivity profile, and the results we put like a cable on the ground with the sensors. So we make several line. In this case, the landfill start from here up to here, and the normal behavior of the ground is in terms of resistivity is the green one and the red one, because the red one are the first 1 meter, 2 meter is gravel and sand. The green one is like silty sand, and but when start the landfill and when finish the landfill, you can see the color change in the blue one. The blue one in this case means low value or resistivity, because the pollution mixed with the water, the resistivity become lower, and also the chargeability become higher because there are mineral inside, and we can map under the landfill there is like a leaks. So in Italy, most important things is how to map the landfill. If we put a lot of waste, there are some leaks in the future, or we map every 2 years, 5 years to know an evolution of the leaks, because sometimes they put plastic on the bottom of the landfill, but most of time maybe some cracks, and so what I'm trying to say is, in Romania, all the old landfill are controlled for the land for the leaks of the pollution, or which kind of methodology do you use?
Basically, resistivity. They have sensors down. Even the old pits, which were basic non-conform pit landfill, the old one, which they inserted resistivity sensors inside, and basically they are testing also. Also the new ones is for sure. When they start building, let's say the new landfill, they are putting already sensors. It's basically the technical project requirements to have there, and in order to have everything connected in order to monitor what's happening there. Even if you close the cell, when the cell is closed, if it's a normal cell, let's say landfill is not the old one, because I say that's different because at least in Timiș we have the cells which are built under EU norms, which are I just presented in Gizela, and there are 10. There are 10 pits, because I can tell them pits because they are not landfill, where previously the people from Timiș were putting the garbage, basically, and they're basically, when they close them, they try just to close and as good as possible in order not to harm the environment. And they also try to put behind something, but you cannot just take everything outside, but they put the resistivity sensors inside, and they have stations which are monitoring them. And also the new landfills, if we close a landfill, the cell, you need to monitor it 30 years to see that everything is fine there.
Okay, but in case there are like illegal pits, and you don't know how to detect the illegal pits, because in Italy sometimes there are also a big area that are illegal.
We know because we imported also some garbage.
They
catch some. They caught some.
And in this case, we do several mapping that identify in a very big area where are these this illegal waste.
Let's say I am sure that the environmental guard, somehow we say it, Guarda de Mediu, environmental protection. Let's say it's like a police for environmental control. They are taking care of this stuff, basically trying to see where we have illegal pits. I don't know exactly the system, how they. I know for sure that from information they gather information to see where they have, but I don't know if they have technical stuff. As I told you, for me, this kind of scanning, we as county council, we are doing it. We did it already. We just want to receive the information from the, let's say, consultant which did it for the landfill, which is under EU norms, because we want to see if the leachate is going somewhere or if what's happening inside. Because we have those sensors, but we don't have a scanning like you did. Basically, we have sensors which are saying the conductivity, but basically you are trying to take different samples in different way in order to have a big image.
So
like
it's not like a 2D or 3D modeling of because of a single sensor.
Normal scanning, yes, normal scanning, or the sensor which are scanning the pit. It's a single sensor which are put it down on the pit, and basically you see that the conductivity and also some of the leachate is taken outside of the pit and is filtered, and we are testing the leachate when we get it outside. Right now, we are waiting for the results from scanning, which is showing us the entire, let's say, 3D pictures.
Okay.
But this is just for the regular pit, let's say, for the environmental pit, not for the other. For the others, we have sensors which are detecting. They are not filling anymore the old pits. They are protected. They are supervised. And somehow they are closed, and just we clean the trees from top in order not to break the membrane which is on top of them. But these are the old pits. These were done also under the EU funds or something. When we did the entire project, the main goal was please close the old pits and begin to do the landfill where we store. And the next step will be basically try to reduce, as you saw also from the presentation, try to reduce, as in Romania, as in EU, reduce as much as possible the landfill deposit, basically, because we need to recycle and have, I don't know, just as less as possible.
Okay, thank you.
Much. That's all. You don't have anything to say? That's all?
No, it's okay. Just to answer to now. Sorry, I don't remember your name.
Christian.
Sorry, because no, what I want to show just because we use this kind of methodology for illegal and illegal landfill. So I'm asking if also here in Romania use this kind of geophysical methodology, because I know that the sensor inside near the single sensor, but this sometimes is useful even if you want to go a bit out of the landfill, because it's not just on that. You can make like a belt around to know if there are some leaks, which kind of direction, which is the depth, and so for the legal. In other way, if are not legal, maybe you know, but nobody tell you. So for discover if there are some illegal landfill, just it.
Let's say, I would say from a legal point of view right now, I would say from Timiș County, what I see illegal pits, not from general waste, because at least right now I would say that the waste, to have a contract with the waste gathering or to have someone which is getting you the waste is not very expensive in Romania for the moment. But we have a lot of pits with the construction waste. And they basically don't have the moisture, you don't have the leakage, we have it. I know a lot of pits where basically we try to do some buildings and you just dig a little bit and there are just garbage waste, construction waste.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, but if the people want other information or it's possible, we have our address and we are disponible to give every information.
We have a list on our participants for today, so we're gonna share all the details so everybody to know the email, the name, the institution who participate today. So if is nothing else to add to our conference, I want to thank you very much our invitation, to thank you my colleagues, to thank you my students, and I hope in the future we will make more conference, workshops, seminars in different fields in environment. Thank you very much. Have a nice day.
Thank you very much.